All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to a very special announcement that we have for you. My name is Daniel Brown, TK2618. I'm from Garrison, Tyrannus, in Virginia. I'm joined by Justin Sonfield, BH74711, our Legion Commanding Officer from the Northeast, Remnant Garrison in New Jersey. Teresa Nuthall, TK41307, Legion Public Relations Officer and member of the Badlands Garrison Crimson Aura Squad in Canada. And lastly, but certainly not least, I have Mr. Paulie Lee. I'm sure that you all recognize him from his starring role on Kim's Convenience, which I will say my wife and I enjoyed thoroughly. And also he was Captain Carson Teva on the Book of Boba Fett, which we also enjoyed. He has had many roles, but the one that we know him as is TI 74447 from the Canadian Garrison. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so first things first, Justin, we're here. It's 10:48 in the morning. I've gotten a lot of questions about this. What are we doing here? What is this big surprise that you wanted to talk about that you're just clearly bursting to say?
All right. Well, hello, 501st Legion and all of our fans across the world. Simply, one of the greatest challenges across the globe is hunger, and it knows no borders. Doesn't matter where you live, there's always a problem in society with hunger-related issues. About 828 million people don't have enough food, and about 50 million people worldwide are facing emergency levels of hunger. As the bad guy's doing good, the 501st Legion is going to be mobilizing our over 14,000 members and millions of fans to fight hunger this holiday season. So we are here to announce from now through December 31st, 2022, we'll be raising funds and promoting and donating food items around the world. We'll be raising money directly for World Central Kitchen and also having a good old-fashioned food drive locally within our garrisons. And then on December 17th and 18th, right in the middle of the month, the Legion and special guests will be going live for what we're calling our 2022 Life Day Telethon, a 501st holiday special. And that's the announcement.
That is a huge announcement. So Teresa, I'm going to jump to you here real quick after this sort of, all this information. Can you tell us what kinds of things we can expect to see over the month and on the 17th and 18th?
Well, a whole bunch of coming together for the holidays. You'll see lots of interviews with so many of our honorary members, celebrities, international members all over the world, talking on a whole bunch of subjects and topics that we find interesting and exciting, as well as getting to know who we are personally, how we celebrate our traditions, what brings us together.
Well, that's good to hear. And Paulie, speaking of traditions, let me jump to you. Now, this is a really important question, so I'm going to ask you to take a minute to think about it. Eggnog, is this a yes or no?
Yes, I love eggnog. Can't drink it anymore, but I love eggnog. It's like this weird, I remember the first time I ever had eggnog as a kid, I was like, what is this? It's got that sort of sickly sweet sort of taste to it, but it's an acquired taste, and I didn't realize that it was such a divisive drink. But for me personally, not to yuck anybody's yum, I do like eggnog. And I hear you can add rum to it, which makes it even more yummy.
Or bourbon if you're from the South.
There you go.
I too have heard that, but I'll leave that up to our viewers to decide for themselves. So let me ask you this, Justin. I'm going to jump back to you here for a minute. You mentioned charity and sort of a charity initiative here. Can you tell us a little bit about what the charity group is and why you're supportive of the work they do?
Absolutely. So World Central Kitchen was founded in 2010. It's a nonprofit organization, and it basically frontlines when there's a food crisis that happens. It could be a storm. It could be any type of event that could happen. Basically, they go locally and mobilize restaurants, food trucks, emergency kitchens to bring really quick, effective aid. And they've done it, for over 12 years at this point in time. So the main funding effort will be a direct link from the 501st social media platforms and through the telethon to donate directly to them. But we're extending it even further. And so we're working with the Global Food Bank Network, where anyone in our garrisons can find localities of where you can donate food. We will be mobilizing our garrisons to raise food at troops and amongst each other to make sure that we can, donate a large amount of pounds or kilograms or whatever weight measure you want to use of food. So we'll be able to track that through our website and a form that we're going to have. But bottom line is the Global Food Banking Network was founded in 2006 in Mexico. It's grouped with Feeding America, Canada, literally all over the world, 40 countries that have distributed more than 692 million kilograms of food and grocery items for over 39 million people. So kind of a dual effort, one that, our fans can definitely engage in with the World Central Kitchen through a direct donation, but also if they are seeing our troopers at events throughout the holiday season, that they will be able to collect food as well and then get it to the right place in their local food banks.
That's a great
lots of details to follow in print and social media, because it's complex, but it's effective, and we want to really mobilize the best we can to raise as much as we can as a Star Wars costuming community. Well,
that's a great answer, and sort of along with that, Polly, I want to jump to you and just ask you. So along with this is something that seems like it's kind of geared for this time of year. What types of things do you find to be the most important and sort of on your mind as we get into the November, December holiday months?
Well, I really think near the end of the year too, like this time, it's about giving. It's about giving of yourself, not only material things, but also your time. There are a number of different toy drives that our family is involved with. My son's baseball team, for example, they got a toy drive, and we're going to Michael Garron Hospital on Saturday, actually, to drop off toys and items for kids who are stuck over the holidays and whatnot. But it is about being less selfish and really trying to be as generous as possible, because if you come from a place of relative comfort or even privilege, it's good to give back. And that's something that I try to instill on my family, my boys as well, is give back as much as you can. And especially at this time of year, because there are so many people who do without. And so if you have an abundance, let's share that, let's spread the wealth, and let's really pick everybody up as much as we can.
Yeah, I think that's an attitude that I've heard expressed from a lot of people this time of year. And I think one of the things that we're seeing out of this group here that I've got right now is that there's a lot of focus on that message. Justin, let me just jump back to you real quick and ask you, what can we do aside from, sort of tune in, watch the event, to help support the World Central Kitchen during this time?
We're going to supply a link on all of our platforms, so you can donate cash, and that's going to be the easiest, best way to do that. Okay,
well, that's great. So Teresa, you've been sitting here very patiently, so I'm gonna give you one here. All this said, this sounds like an enormous event. We've got a lot of different moving pieces here, clearly. Can you tell us what goes into planning this? What are you going to be spending the next 3 weeks doing?
Exactly that. Planning, organizing, finding members all over the world that are willing to donate their time to this. We have spent countless hours chatting with many of our HMs and celebrities that support Star Wars, support what we do, that want to participate as well. So we're going to try to organize all that, provide hours of entertainment and really personal interviews, getting to know one another as members and as our HMs. There's some there's some Star Wars gold in all of those interviews that I think will be really important to have for all the rest of the years coming forth. And then my next 3 weeks is going to be dedicated to that, to ensure that this is a success.
So honest answer here. Are you planning to sleep for the next 3 weeks?
No, sleep is for the weak.
And that's about the answer I would have expected. So, Polly, I'm going to jump to you and ask you this, and I think we're going to end up with a follow-up for Justin. So the this is a big event. We've established that we have Teresa here saying she's going to be working for 3 weeks on it. What is the message that you would like to give everyone about this event and how it supports the 501st mission statement? And I ask you that because you are, in fact, a Legion member and you do troops in addition to all your other work. What would you like to tell people about this?
Well, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to be a member in the 501st. It is literally, bad guys doing good. What I loved about this organization are the people who are involved, their commitment, their desire to spread goodwill, to be generous, to help others in need, be it children's hospitals or food drives like this right now. That's inspiring. And when you marry that with the love of Star Wars, that sort of keeps us, that another thread of commonality that we all enjoy, it really is a win-win scenario. You get to dress up, you make people happy, you can raise money or food for great causes. And really, who doesn't want to be a part of an organization which is really built up by fabulous people that you can interact with? I mean, who doesn't want to be part of that and want to give back? And that's one of the biggest draws for me personally, as a member of the 501st, and something that I encourage when other people are curious about it. The first thing I say is, other than the costumes, it is really about the people that you get to troop with, to hang out with, and the good that you do. There are very few other hobbies out there that people can actually say, hey, when we do this, we also raise a ton of money for all these charities. So I love the atmosphere. I love the camaraderie. I love the generosity and the kindness that all the members of the 501st that I've had the pleasure of meeting have shown me, and how I see them pay it forward at all these different events. So I find it inspiring. I'm a very proud member of the 501st. I encourage everybody who's interested in it to just sort of reach out, because, a lot of people sometimes they're hesitant. They're like, oh, I don't know. You know what? You reach out, you'll have more than enough people who are happy to answer any of your questions and get you involved and share this wonderful experience with you.
That's a great answer. And Teresa, just to confirm, a lot of what we're going to be seeing this event is from our members, right? We're going to have groups of people who are talking about things that are 501st members.
Yes, all over the world. Of course, you say me not sleeping for the next 3 weeks. It won't just be me not sleeping for the next 3 weeks. We've got a team of wonderful command staff that, dove in to be like, okay, let's make this happen, because we weren't quite sure. And here we are. And there's no way we can do it without people coming forth to do it. And it really will be a membership endeavor. You can't do these things without being, a cohesive team.
All right. So Justin, sort of tying on to this. So we've said all this stuff. We've sort of explained the event a little bit. We've heard why we're doing it. We've done events before as a Legion. So what is it that sets this event apart from some of our past Legion events? What's different?
Well, previous virtual events that we've done were really born out of necessity when we couldn't troop. So COVID obviously locked us down and really prevented us from getting together in person. So we needed an avenue that we could all get together and make sure that we continue this wonderful thing we did. This is different because we're going to use this to accent our current trooping efforts. So the most important thing this year was for everybody to just get back out there and start trooping again. We didn't want to, have an event in the middle of the year that would stop those efforts. And so we decided that if we did an event, that it would be towards the end of the year. So the big deal about this event is while we are live, thousands of our members all over the world are going to be doing what they do, trooping in their communities. This gives us a common goal In other words, raising money for a single cause with multiple different charities locally that support the cause of hunger, gives us the ability to go out, troop, raise funds, raise food around the world, common ground, and then have this kind of, once you're done trooping at the end of the day, place to come hang with other people from around the world virtually, so you can see what that good you're doing is actually doing across the board. So it's a little bit different in that we don't have to do virtual troops anymore, but it's fun. This is engaging. Teresa, Erica, the team have been putting together amazing, and Daniel as well, panels for us to engage in. And, we're going to have our members, we're going to have celebrity guests, we're going to have members of the other members of the community, all mingling together for really a fun, exciting time, all so we can be bad guys doing the best we can.
Well, I think one thing that we learned that sort of strikes me out of what you said is that in the last couple of years, we found out that we can do a lot more virtually and have some of these opportunities that aren't always possible physical events. Any final words? Let's start with you, Polly.
No, I mean, main final words. I am honored.
It's not a
and
little
proud
more.
to be a member of 501st. I'm so happy that I've been invited back again to do this. My first sort of experience with this was last year. I had a fantastic time on the panel. Really, really wonderful time meeting people virtually from across the globe, which was fantastic. But I mean, this is really something that I believe strongly in. I heartily support, and giving at the end of the year is something that we focus on, but it's really something that we can do the entire year. And again, I want to extend my thanks to everyone behind the scenes who is tirelessly working together to do this, because this is all volunteer. No one's getting paid for this. They are all doing this out of the goodness of their hearts and the desire to do good. And so that makes it even more special than for me, is the fact that it's done so selflessly. So I encourage all of you members out there, tune in, give as much as you can, get out there, start trooping, and let's raise some really good let's raise some good cheer and some funds for really great causes.
Thanks. That's a great message, Teresa.
Yeah. Yes.
Wrap up.
I do. So my little squad and we have booked ourselves these next few weekends to literally go and hands-on food bank drive. We're a squad of 19 people, and we have 10 hours a day standing there trying to raise money in our Star Wars costumes. And I would encourage anybody to do so if you have the ability to get out and do that. And the fundraiser itself, yes, it's a fundraiser, but it's also more than that. We, on an emotional level, a connectivity level, we haven't been able to do in 3 years what it is we joined this club, or all the Star Wars costuming clubs actually, is to be with people, to wear our costumes for charity and events that we actually physically couldn't do. So the connection that we feel with one another is, it's diminished, or we're hurting, right? Our world is hurting. So when we get to come together all over the place to talk about, what was your worst Christmas sweater that you were given, or, when you chat with one of our HMs about their experience on a Star Wars movie, or what their first Star Wars toy was, there's things there that will be engaging and emotional and wonderful for us to see and reconnect to one another. And that's important to me, who we are as members and how we feel together. And I really want to emphasize on that matters. This matters. The world comes together at this time of year. And I think it'll be really important. I think we need it.
Well, Justin, I'm not sure how you're going to do it, but good luck following that up. You're up.
I have nothing to add. These amazing people that are organizing this, and all of you that are going to participate, or what we all are all about. It's that simple. This is an opportunity for everyone to get involved. We all have done food drives in our past, whether it was in school, whether it was in a social club, anything. And it starts with just raiding your pantries and getting stuff out. And we're going to give you the opportunity to put it to good use and get in touch with your local food banks, and they get credit for it in total for contributing as a Legion, and being able to say how much good we've done for the world in this time of need. And to Paul Lee's very, very strong statement, this is not just a holiday thing. Hunger affects us, affects the world 365 days a year. So this is just us starting to do a better part in that drive to really give life on Life Day, during Life Day holiday time period, and we're very excited to bring this to the group. But thank you all for tuning in and listening to this.
Well, this is definitely one of the things that's been important to me, and I know it's been important to other people. All right, I have one last question for everyone, and I'm going to hold you guys to an answer on this. This is important. So, Justin, do chocolate and peppermint go together?
365 days a year, chocolate and peppermint go together for me.
All right, Teresa?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. And Paulie?
Yeah. How can they not?
All right, well, I'm glad this is not controversial. So everyone who's listening, make sure to get your peppermint mochas ready. Join us on the 17th and 18th as we take you on this this pretty special ride that we're getting ready to embark on. We're looking forward to seeing all of you then, and help us spread the word about this and get people excited about giving, because I think that's what we're all doing here. Thanks, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you.